Please stand for our national anthem, which will be sung by members of the Queensborough Choir, and then remain standing for the invocation. Professor Tarasco will now come up and deliver the invocation.
This is a variation of St. Francis of Assisi's prayer that was delivered by Mother Teresa at the United Nations years ago. Make us worthy to serve our fellow men throughout the world who live and die in poverty and hunger. Give them, through our hands, their daily bread, and by our understanding love, give peace and joy. Make us a channel of peace, that where there is hatred, we may bring love, that where there is wrong, we may bring the spirit of forgiveness, that where there is discord, we may bring harmony, that where there is error, we may bring truth, that when there is doubt, we may bring faith, that when there is despair, that we may bring hope, that when there are shadows, we may bring light, that where there is sadness, we may bring joy. Grant that we may seek to comfort rather than be comforted, to understand than to be understood, to love than to be loved. For it is by forgetting self that one finds. It is by forgiving that one is forgiven. It is by dying that one awakens to eternal life. Amen.
Thank you, Professor Tarasco. Please be seated. Graduates, be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce our president, Dr. Diane Call, who will address the graduates.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and welcome to the family, the friends, the faculty, and the staff who are here to witness this very, very special tradition at Queensborough, the candlelighting and pinning ceremony for the graduates of our nursing program. To our graduating students, we've said it before, you'll hear it many times today, congratulations. The class of January 13 includes 45 graduates, over 20% of whom happen to be men, which is twice the national average. Our students on this stage have come from all over the world. The United States, certainly the Caribbean, Asia, Southeast Asia, Africa, Eastern and Western Europe, Central and South America, and the Middle East. We're very, very diverse, and it gives us our strength and our happiness here. These graduates are no ordinary students. They have excelled academically, and each has demonstrated a command of theories, strong clinical skills, and personal qualities of compassion and courage. The majority of our graduates have family responsibilities, and almost 30% work outside of the home, in addition to being students and studying. For more than a third of this graduating class, this degree will be their second. These students represent the very best of our college. They have sacrificed much to achieve this degree, as have their families and friends. Their academic achievements have been in partnership with extraordinary faculty and staff who have offered knowledge and guidance, encouragement, and mentoring. The members of the graduating class have forged a bond of community and friendship among their classmates, which will carry beyond Queensborough. They have shared a unique and challenging experience, our most difficult and high-stakes academic program, nursing. They are tested in and outside of the classroom, and they are survivors. Our professors challenged them, and in doing so, readied them for the many opportunities, responsibilities, and adventures they will experience ahead. Graduates, I admire many things about you: your strength, your determination, your love of learning, your empathy, and your passion to serve those who are entrusted to your care. These qualities will serve you well in the profession of nursing. An education at Queensborough is designed to prepare students for a world of ambiguity and uncertainty. Many believe the future of the healthcare profession will be characterized by these elements. Each one of you, with your extraordinary skills, your heart, your values, offer all of us hope and comfort for the future. I congratulate you, each and every one of you, and I know you will hold fast all the lessons learned, to the friendships you've made, and to your alma mater, Queensborough. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Call. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our chairperson, Anne Marie Menendez, who will also address the graduating class.
Good afternoon. Congratulations, graduates. I know you have made many sacrifices and worked very hard to get to this moment, and I applaud you. Recently, I had the opportunity to see a movie in which the main character describes how his life experiences and struggles have contributed to his seeing the world differently. He does not judge others so harshly. He tries to look for the silver lining in all situations, and as a result, his life begins to change in a very positive way. During your time at Queensborough, we as your faculty and teachers have worked hard to get you to see things differently, to view people, and especially your patients, through the eyes of a nurse. We began by placing you in a classroom and clinical situations that challenged you. On this stage, I know someone has cared for a young mother with cancer, for a frightened child, or perhaps for a person whose partner was dying. I know others have worked with extremely depressed clients, wondering what to say and how best to support them. Many of you have been exposed to service learning opportunities outside the realm of the clinical and classroom setting. You partnered with our faculty in the visiting nurse service, canvassing hard-hit areas after Hurricane Sandy, and described familiar neighborhoods like Far Rockaway and Staten Island as war zones. Others worked with faculty to help recently incarcerated mothers write resumes. And still others went with brown bag lunches to neighborhood schools, addressing obesity with parent and child. I have never heard anyone say this is an easy program. As a matter of fact, I happened to be online behind two students waiting to buy coffee. My ears perked up when they started talking about nursing programs and how hard Queensborough was. My first inclination was to say no, but I knew that was not true. It is hard because it has to be. As a nurse, our first obligation is always to our patients. The challenge you experience here, in the classroom, in the clinical, and through service learning were to prepare you for this obligation. To this end, we also hope that at Queensborough we have planted the seed to help you grow into a lifelong learner. We certainly have spoken often about the need to continue on with your education. This class has the first 12 graduates of our dual Queensborough Hunter program, and many others on the stage have already mapped out their programs within CUNY, the state, and online to secure a bachelor's degree. Graduates, as you look back at your time at Queensborough and the hard work and struggles that you have been through, I hope you will see the silver lining. I hope that you will remember Queensborough as a place that gave you the beginning requisite skills to be a competent nurse, that taught you to care for your patients with an open mind and heart, and that began the very process of getting you to think like the nurses that you are. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Menendez. At this time, Professor Janice Malloy, who the students have selected, will give the congratulatory address.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and graduates. I feel privileged to stand before you today and address these very talented and intelligent young men and women entering into the nursing profession. They are now armed with the necessary skills to make a difference in healthcare as they transition from pupil to professional. This is the first graduating class of 2013. And the number 13 is one of great promise. It is a number representing new beginnings, hope, and new life. Today is the ending of a long and wild ride we call nursing school. It has been filled with many twists, turns, ups and downs. It has been compared by some to the amusement park we call Disney World. In Nursing 101, the ride begins. Like Aladdin's magic carpet, all the information keeps going around and upside down. Therapeutic communication, passive immunity, hand washing, HIPAA. Say it, learn it, do it now with your first patient experience. There is excitement, yet uneasiness and uncertainty. Should I be here? Can I do this? Now on to the second semester. Nursing 102, the climb begins. Similar to the rock and roll roller coaster, you go from 0 to 90 miles an hour in 8 seconds. Calcium, potassium, sodium, magnesium, ABGs, suctioning, dumping syndrome. Can the professors slow down? I think I want to get off. Danger seems to be lurking everywhere. Then on to the pediatric rotation. Move that decimal, milligrams to kilograms. You have to get this right. Oh, I'm scared. Suppose I make a mistake. But the kids are great. I think I can do it. Am I in fantasy land? On to the third semester, Nursing 201. Okay, now we're on the Tower of Terror. The stakes are high, and there's no turning back. Sometimes it's dark and scary, and the lights are flickering. And yes, sometimes you're screaming. You go up, it gets bumpy. Hold on, here comes the cardiac exam, followed by the diabetes exam, then the OB exam. NLN exams are on your way down. You're sweating, queasy. When will this ride end? Last semester, Nursing 202. There is a small sense of calm. Is this the calm before the storm? Like Mark Twain's riverboat ride, you're moving along steadily and evenly. You're now an expert in liver failure, renal failure, and cardiac failure. I think I can do this. I really do know this nursing material, and I think it's a small world. Well, you have survived. thanks to your classmates, professors, friends, and family. Nursing school is life-changing, and you are all now changed. Please continue with your education, acquire new skills, and keep learning. Nurture yourself as well as your patients. You are the glue to healthcare. Keep your heart free from hate, your mind free from worry. Give much, expect little. Carpe diem. Seize the day, guys. It's yours, and you deserve it. Healthcare needs every single one of you, and the nursing faculty here at Queensborough is proud to have you enter into our profession. Congratulations, and thank you.
At this time, one of our graduates, Vanessa Joseph, will read a poem that she has composed in celebration of this occasion.
It's entitled, "We Are Strong." We stared up from the bottom, wondering how we'll ever make it there. It's so far away, the road too steep, and there's a lot to carry. A day goes by, and the top is still far. We look behind, and the ground looks so easy and comfortable, but we've come so far. Her father passed away. Her mom is fighting cancer. We had to repeat a course. He has young kids. She lost a home, car, and her mom was hospitalized. We spent days locked away studying, only to pull meager grades. We were pressed in every way, and there's still a lot to carry. Through every test, and some we failed, we gained strength. We learned how to be better. We complained and cried, but pressed forward. We finally entered the last lap, and the countdown began. We gained weight, lost sleep, gave up friends who lost patience with us. We lost our minds thinking that we could complete this journey, but we found our identity and strength when we did. We have a few more hurdles to jump over, but we are now strong enough to handle anything. We, the class of 2013, are the clay of this program. We have been spun, pressed, dried, and painted, and now displayed before you. We light these candles to remember where our history begins, what the purpose of this practice was and still continues to be. We light these candles for you, for the promise that we make to be a nurse who cares, listens, and acts in behalf of the patient, regardless of the ailment. We share this day of accomplishment with family and friends as a thank you for putting up with us, and we apologize for not always being there when needed, but we are strong because of you.
Now at this time, the nursing department would like to give a special award to a student. It's the Michael Mullen Award. This award is given to the student in memory of Michael Mullen, who was a graduate of Queensborough Community College and a firefighter who lost his life on September 11, 2001. This award is given to the student who has military or civil service background, has worked through school, shows compassion and civility and empathy in a clinical setting. This award will go to Michelle DiRuggiero. We will now begin our candlelighting ceremony. This is a very special tradition here at Queensborough. We ask that please make sure all cell phones are off, not even on vibrate. We also ask that you hold your applause and your cheers of congratulation until every graduate's name has been said so that everyone can be recognized. In addition, because this room will be completely dark, if anyone has young children who might be afraid, we've asked that maybe you take them outside just for this part of the ceremony. The students have chosen Audrey Maroney and Barbara Caravanos to light this part of the ceremony. James Herbst. Jim Palmer. Kadeen Mitchell. Alicia Simone Trail. Jalissa Kimberly Dopwell. Vanessa Joseph. Melissa Weinberg. Jamie Lee Upping. Cynthia Johnson. Ingrid Levy. Vincent J. Mary. Jamel Williams. Amika J. Ikwudeke. Randy Recientes. Ashley Lorraine Folks. Suzanne Davtian. Erica Calabrese. Mark J.N. Jacquet. Mary Boyd. Orimel Buenviaje. Ivy Mutabora. Donna Hunt. Garafalia Remeditis. Kepler Balde. Speranta Zeka. Lorena Habrado. Lisi Lou Pomerantz. Giovanni Baldamer. Janine Marin. Brenda Breen. Mirelle Harazad. Yoon Fan. Christine Bender. Galina Murdoch, John Kihihe, Alicia Dane Bautista, Grace Anna Lee, Kay Diane Stewart, Denise Reyna, Deirdre Corrigan, Michelle DiRuggiero, Beverly McLean. Now let us all congratulate the graduating class of January 2013. Okay, thank you for your applause.
Okay, enough.
Now the nurses' pledge will be recited by Michelle DiRuggiero, Deirdre Corrigan, and Denise Reyna, members of the Student Nurses Association.
I will strive with all my being, and with the help of God, to become an open, honest, kind, and diversified individual. In doing so, I will attain the qualities essential in the practice of nursing. For it is only after realizing one's self-worth we are able to promote that of others. Deliverance of high-quality health care is of essential importance. But let us also reach beyond a treatment or diagnosis. And remember that entrusted to my care is a human being, with all the loves, hates, fears, and idiosyncrasies that are an integral part of the human species. Let me not grow too comfortable in my knowledge, but actively seek out new information or continuance of my education. Being a nurse requires continuous growth. I dedicate myself to this cause and my life to the profession of nursing.
Graduates, extinguish your candles. Graduates, be seated. Now the president of the Student Nurses Association, Beverly McLean, will give the farewell address to her classmates.
Thank you, Professor Cardesi. President Call, Vice President Steele, Vice President Hardigan, Professor Anne-Marie Menendez, specially invited guests, faculty, relatives, friends, and last but certainly not least, fellow graduates. It is my privilege to address you today at the candlelighting ceremony of the class of January 2013. Today we are here to celebrate what we have already accomplished, completion of one of the toughest tasks some of us have ever taken on, the Queensborough Community College nursing program. But as we celebrate this achievement, I cannot help but wonder about the future that we are about to embark upon. Today marks the transition when we walk through the doors of this auditorium and enter the real world of nursing. A journey which has been a long, hard struggle for many of us. Over these past 2 years, well, in some cases, 3, or even maybe 4, but it matters not how long it took us to get to today, but what we plan to do going forward. I must admit, I am excited, apprehensive, a little scared of heading out into the future without our professors there to guide us. Of course, this is to be expected, but let's ask ourselves, should we be nervous? Even though we have been taught that a little anxiety is a good thing, it would appear that after 101 and hearing about bad nursing care, being told to wash our hands even if someone looks at us in a peculiar way, and mitering those ends for 2 days every week for an entire semester, it has all become quite rational. And during 102, of constantly assessing those lungs and bowel sounds, cupping and clapping our patients so they can breathe better, and assessing so many colors, consistencies, and odors of assorted types that even Da Vinci would blush. You should rest well knowing that we will now never forget the difference between a cyanotic U or just a plain blue. And then came 201 and the roller coaster ride of the fundus and the angina, both our patients and ours. And while we didn't have time for TV, we very well learned to look for the trends that mattered. Then came 202. For the first time, it all made sense. And we actually felt like we were capable of going out there and becoming real nurses. Professor Bentley said to us on the first day of our 201 clinical rotation, and I quote, "Graduating nursing school does not make you a nurse. It only means that you now know enough to learn how to become one." Professor Bentley, standing here right now, I could not agree with you more. With the skills that we have been taught throughout this program, we are ready and able to begin the practice of becoming real nurses, thanks to our unwavering and always alert professors. We have been given every chance to succeed. It is time for us to capitalize on those opportunities. So where does that leave us, the nursing students? It leaves us with the confidence of knowing that we can indeed shape our future as nurses, confidently care for our patients, and have a positive impact on our society and community. Our professors were always there to guide our sometimes trembling hands and dispel our fears. But now the strength, the decisive critical thinking, and the confidence has to come from within. To all our professors, the ones who prepared us for the program and the ones who saw us through it, we say a heartfelt thank you for believing in us. You always told us we could do it. And now we find you were right as usual. To my fellow graduates, I would like to personally say thank you. I could not have made it to this day without the support of you guys. We shared our notes, gave each other a shoulder to cry on, or a listening ear when we wanted to vent our feelings. and even our little impromptu prayer sessions right before an exam. We all know that it meant much more than words can describe. And of course, to our families, whom we have neglected throughout this program. Thank you for your understanding and your patience. And please know that your patience has paid off, because like it or not, we are back. Before closing, I would like to leave the families with a question. Why are you here today with us? Are you celebrating our achievements? Or are you here to gather with the other relatives and decide how to raise funds for all these broke nursing graduates who you know will be unemployed for at least the next 6 months? Either way, we are grateful and willing to accept. So thank you to everyone here. This is the class of January 2013 signing out. See you on the floor. Guys, school's out now. They aren't going to support us much longer, so let's get to work.
Thank you, Beverly. And now for the presentation of nursing pins. The students have selected Professors Fitzgerald Royce, Weber, Stroline, Bentley, and Magaldi to participate. Graduates, please stand. Congratulations, graduates and family. At this time, we'd like you to clear the aisles and wait until the graduates have left the auditorium before leaving. Also, there will be refreshments on the 3rd floor of this building. If anyone needs help, the ushers would help you up there. I would like to take this time to thank some of the faculty who have helped: Professor Baer, Ambruzzo, Magaldi, Weber, Georgilius, don't want to forget anyone, as well as the SNA Future who helped, as well as students who have helped throughout this program. And of course, without John Funke and Mark Amsterdam, this never could have went on. I'd also like to thank our pianist, and as well as the Queensborough Community Choir for participating in this. Thank you.